last lecture. In this last lecture, we are going to cover the two topics about mother and baby, means who are going to breastfeed her baby. So about their this phase of the life, and the Ayurveda and menopause, the end reproductive system phase of the woman. So we are going to discuss today this two topic. I am going to share my screen now. First, today we take the mother and baby. So this is also a very essential period for a mother. Even in our last lecture, we already see how to give the take care of a post pregnancy, and how to uh, take care during the pregnancy. So with there also we already discussed about all the post pregnancy after delivery regimen. Now in the after delivery regimen, the main important portion or main important topic is a feeding period. So every mother has every time so much question regarding the breastfeeding. So in Ayurveda is a slightly the holistic treatment. So in Ayurveda, always say about whatever you are doing, whatever you are performing, or whatever you are living in your life, that you should be do with so much true feelings, with so much feelings of a happiness or of a positivity. So mostly whenever the some important things happening in our life, they give some mantra. Mantra means some spiritual chanting. So today we see, we already in the last lecture we see the mantra for the conception, means when we are try for the conceive the baby, at that time which mantra we should chant. Same as way we have a mantra for the breastfeeding also. At least when you are going to first time your feeding to your baby, at that time must you speak this mantra. Or even if you doesn't understand Sanskrit language, then at least at that time I'm going to tell you the meaning of the mantra also. This feeling or this type of a thoughts should be in your mind. Believe me, this is a very going to helpful you to improve your breastfeed quality and to increase the bonding with newborn child. So the mantra is like that: Angada Angata Sambhavasi Hridayad Bijayase Atma Ve Putra Namasi Sanjivi Sharadam Shatam Shatayuhu Satvarsho Asi Dirgham Ayur Vapunahi Nakshatrani Disho Ratri Rascha Tva Abhirakshatu. Means the meaning of this shloka is like the child, I know Angata Sambhavasi means you are born from my body parts, and Hridaya bhi jayase. You born from with my heart. You are my soul, but you are my own soul. But you just born as my baby differently. But I know you are my soul. You live for 100 years. So this is the shloka. This is a shloka means the holy chanting. Holy chanting. It's for, so the shloka is like Angata Angata Sambhavasi Hridayad Bijayase Atma Ve Putra Namasi Sajiva Saradam Shatam Satayuhi Satvarsho Asi Dirgham Ayuhu Dakshatrani Disho Ratri Aharascha Tva Abhirakshatu. Means I know you are my child, you born from my body parts, you are part of my heart, you are my soul, and I know you are my soul, but you just born as a my baby differently slightly, and you live for the 100 years, you live for the 100 years, and you achieve the long life, and all the nakshatras, all the directions, and all everyone, they are protecting you. You can protect from four of the direction, from each and every corner of a nature. It will protect you. So at least you should not speak this mantra. It's okay, but you should have this type of thoughts at that time in your mind. And at that time when you are feeding your child, you must be a very conscious. Means at that time you have to check your mind position. You should not be a disturb, not any other thoughts at that time in your mind. Means you are feeding your child and you are thinking about some your career work, some your families, or some another works, or you are worrying something about. So just don't do that. Just at that time only you have to give good feelings to your child. You are good, you live for 100 years, you are healthy, and everyone is going to protect you, like this type of thoughts. So it is a very necessity, and believe me, this effect also going to be very good in your bonding with your children. Now we all know when we deliver the baby, uh, from the first day, mostly of the women have not a secretion of the feeding. So at that time, what we should do according to Ayurveda, and how can we avoid the ready baby powder or formulations from outside, like this type of ready things. So on the first day of it's a day, first day means your delivery day, we should give Ananta, it's a one Ayurveda herbs powder with honey and grita 3 to 4 times in a day, with chanting of the shloka that I given in the first slide. So the dose like 1 pinch or 2 pinch that we should give to the baby. Second and third day, the Lakshmana, with it is again one Ayurveda herb with Grita 3 times a day. Along with, you can give cow milk or goat milk with the little butter but not unsalted butter or outside butter, but pure homemade butter. And the how much quantity? Those should be like palm of a children, means whichever size of a palm of the children, this much quantity we should give to the baby. Only 2 times this thing. Now, generally, even Ayurveda also says from the third day, our all the breast, the shrotas, means whichever Rashvahini, whichever feeding tubes are there, they are going to open. So your feeding must be started. So from the fourth day, only mother milk. If there is a no breast milk, still no secretion started, then continue cow milk or goat milk with little bit. We have a one herbs in Ayurveda. It's called Lagu Panchmul with that. Now, mostly this question is coming when we should stop, when the weaning period should be we start. So that we discussed already in the first today's morning session also. When child gets the teeth, then step by step we should stop the breastfeed. Look, we can't stop breastfeed suddenly. Because of that, if you stop it suddenly, then it's giving some adverse effect to your baby. So we should start step by step. And now we already know what's the method for step by step quitting. Every day 1/4 part we should stop, and 1/4 another food, outside food, we should introduce to the child. So slowly should transfer on the cow milk, goat milk, or light digestible food. When child stop the breastfeed, if a more hunger, it's this type of effect comes in each and every child. Every mother complaining like that after stop the breastfeeding, my child demand more and more breastfeeding, or after stopping the breastfeeding, the child not eating anything. So this both stage because of adverse effect, where because child since so much time she is a habitual with breastfeed, now we stop it, so because of that her digestive power slightly get disturbed, it converted into the tikshanagni or in the mandagni. If uh, her hunger is increased or very less, so if a more hunger, then we should give priyal. It's a one type of like almond, yastimadu, it's licorice, and puff rice powder with sugar. Make sweet roll, and that we can give to the child. So because of that, their hunger can subside and we can maintain her agni power. If no hunger, then give bilva. It's a very amazing tree. It's called eagle marvelous. Ela means cardamom and puff rice powder. Mix and that give it. So that will increase the child's metabolic rate, and we can make her normal power again. Now, causes and vitiation of a breast milk. What is the reason? Ayurveda believe each and everything happening, then there should be a must be a, not should be, but must be a one reason behind this thing, or behind this event, or behind this symptom. So what is the causes? Diet, activity, health state, and psychological factors. Now, which diet the mother should be avoid during the breastfeeding time? This is intake of a sweet, yogurt, buffalo meat, alcohol, jaggery, and fish. This thing totally avoid the new mother. Too hot, too cold, too less, and too more food. Means whichever excessive thing, we should avoid it. Fermented, heavy, incompatible, and overcooked food, salty, sugar, and sour and pungent food, that should be avoid. Which activity, like working in hot sun, insufficient or excessive sleep, laziness, suppression of a natural urges. This thing mainly happen in the new mother because of it's a new life, new baby, and everything new for a new mother. So always they are the natural urges, like for urine urges, motion urges, they are holding it. Means if they are breastfeeding the child, or they are some another busy in some another activities, so they are thinking, no, I just finish first my work and then I go for my motion. So never do it, because this thing creates so many diseases. Even if possible, then sexual activity also during the breastfeed should stop. Because of that, your feeding producing less, feeding quantity can get lesser. Psychological stress, sorrow, anger, and worry, anxiety, that we all know, all the negative of thoughts has not even on the breastfeeding time, but each and every time it affects our health. Now, we have one examination of method given in Ayurveda, identification of vitiation of a breast milk. How can we know that my breast milk is a pure or is vitiated with some doshas? So we have one examination. It's very simple examination. Here in my hospital, after delivery, we are checking every mother's breast milk like that. Put the drop of a milk slowly over the surface of a water in a glass by dropper. Observation, what after doing this, what we should observe it, like drop floats, if drop whichever you add in the water, if it floats in the surface of a water, then this breastfeeding vitiated with vata dosha. It remains at any level that produce a yellowish, slightly very light yellowish line, then it's vitiated because of pitta. If it sinks, means it is down to it will reach up to the glass end, then it is vitiated because of kapha dosha. If it mix it when you put the drops in the water, if it mix it with water very easily, then it's a ideal milk. So that milk we should achieve. If it is not there, then we have some Ayurveda management or some Ayurveda medicine that we should take this medicine. Now, effect on the child. Vata vitiated milk. So because of that, child is a very lean and thin, constipation, breathlessness, headache, and diarrhea. This type of symptoms maybe you get getting in the child. Pitta vitiated milk, because of that, indigestion, vomiting, loose stool, fever, excessive sweating, anemia or conjunctivitis, recurrence, they have eye inflammation in the children, that can happen. Kapha vitiation milk, then it's a loss of appetite, excessive salivation, distension of abdomen, itching, vomiting, cough, and cold. This thing is going to happen. So that we can know the how the child's symptoms also comes, and we can know by the examinations also. Which decoction, one in Ayurveda we have one decoction that every mother can should take to make the breastfeed healthy, means not any dosha vitiation comes in the feeding. Decoction of a triphala, ginger, cumin seed, cinnamon, cardamom, grapes, and honey. Means we have to first boil this all the herbs in water, filter it, and when we are going to drink, at that time we should add little bit honey. Even all the postnatal care which we discussed in the last lecture, they are going to help you to maintain your breastfeed quality also. So this is the way of to improve your breastfeed quality. Now we have some herbs for babies also to maintain her digestive power. Honey medicated with vacha, jatamansi, apamarg, shatavari, shariva, brahmi, pipli, turmeric, kust, and saindava. And just leaking 2 ml twice a day. It's only for your knowledge purpose. It's not compulsory to do, but generally we are giving this type of tonic to our newborn. Grita medicated with the vacha. These remedies for who now started the breastfeed and another foods, outside food also. Grita medicated with vacha, pipli, chitrak, madhuyasti, and triphala. Because of that, the children immunity goes very, very high. Generally, we see the newborn child get very easily ill. So because of that, the immunity can develop very easily. For babies on normal diet, Grita medicated with Dashmul, Tagar, Badradaru, Pepili, Madhuyasti, Vidam, Brahmi, and Draxa. So these are the some remedies that we should give to our babies. So in the mother and baby, so this is the some idea about the particularly in the breastfeeding what we should take care. So this is the some idea about that. Now if you have any question regarding that, then you can ask. Okay, now we going to see the about menopause, Ayurveda and menopause. So mostly up to that, we finish all the Ayurvedic regimen from we start our day when we wake up. So from Dinicharya to our whole the phase of phase of a woman's life, like from pre-pregnant starting of the menstruation, pre-pregnancy, during the pregnancy, post-pregnancy, after post-pregnancy, the feeding mother period, and now the last woman's life phase is a menopause. So I want to say about the menopause that actually menopause is a modern era time symptoms. In the Asian time, even if you look at our Sahitas, then we not get the directly the you can directly like see the menopause in the Sahitas. We can't find this topic directly. So we have to think on the base of a Ayurveda principle. So now you can see my slide. Menopause itself, the meaning to define word me, no pause means in my life, no time for the pause. That's the meaning of a menopause. Menopause, I can see it's this disorder. It's because of the modern lifestyle. Even in this era also, if you go in the tribal villages of India, where the woman living very not too much stressful life, then they never observe this type of a thing. They don't know, even remember when their menses is going to stop, and they already enter in the another life zone, and it's they just pass this as a routinely, like a very daily just routine life, and they not observe any extra symptoms. So if we are in very living very fast life or very stressful life, then definitely we can have the symptoms of a menopause, and then we have to suffer it. So now let's see what is Ayurveda and menopause. A graceful menopause is a right for every woman. Reproductive hormones start depleting, imbalance in body, mind, emotion, and the new science is going to now begins. Long term, the health risk like osteoporosis and the cardiovascular disease and stroke and ETC also is going to increase. For the smooth transmission from reproductive life to menopause, Ayurveda help in maintaining hormone levels and help to elevate the symptom. To enter the menopause with perspective and well preparation by providing the alternative approach that embodies our balance, contentment, and nourishment. Look, you have not going to feel any menopause symptom if you follow your daily regimen, your seasonal regimen, during your pregnancy, whichever regimen going to tell you, post-pregnancy regimen. If you're going to totally 100% going to fulfill it, then definitely you are not going to see these menopause symptoms. In Ayurveda context, menopause is a jara pakva avastha of a body and rajo nivrutti. Now we know the meaning. Raja means menstruation, nivrutti means it getting retired now. So rajo nivrutti is made of two different words, rajaha and nivrutti. Rajaha is a artav and menstruation or blood. The meaning of the nivrutti is end or now it's going to finish. Now rajo nivrutti uh, is a like Rajonivrutti symptoms is a group of a symptom produced by degenerative changes in the body. Means in the menopause, we can't say this is a only this 3 to 4 symptoms for a menopause, but each and every woman experience their own symptoms. Means different type of a symptoms group we can see during the menopause time. Now, degenerative changes are explained in Ayurveda as a Dhatukshay Lakshana. Means now we know the 7 Dhatus in our body: Rasha, Rakta, Mans, Asthi, and Majja, Shukra, and Artava. So when it gets weaker and weaker in our body due to age or due to the any circumstances, then this Dhatukshaya Lakshana can happen. So your dhatus means your tissues get weaker. Now, if you see you remember, just remember my sentence in the starting of the menopause. I tell you, menopause is a modern lifestyle disorder, and it is a degenerative changes in the body. Now, we are not following daily regimen, we are not following seasonal regimen, even we are not following the pre-pregnancy and post-pregnancy regimen. So because of what happened, the degeneration procedure for body tissues is getting faster. So what happened when you reach to the your menopause time? At that time, whichever naturally weakness is should be there, instead of you have already more dhatu kshay avastha in your body. So because of that, you definitely you now have a power to handle this life, the change of your life phase. So you get so many physical and mental symptoms, and we have a now new thing in modern lifestyle called menopause. Even sometimes here in after 40, each and every woman get anytime they disturb, they have some issues if with the families or anything. Every time now they have a excuse, I am going to the menopause period, so you have to this type of my behavior you have to accept it. Means they have now one excuse if these symptoms related to the menopause or no, but now I cross the 40, so already woman's mind this thing, I have symptoms definitely. So because of that also we get the more symptoms. Now degenerative changes are explained in Ayurveda for the Dhatukshay Lakshana. Now in menopause we can see the main dosha is Vata. Vata dosha dominancy is seen in the later stage of life. To combat the degenerative process of the body tissues, Acharya has described, that's why Rashayan Chikitsa, rejuvenation treatment in Ayurveda. Rashayana includes drug which promotes the longevity and improve the quality of life. Look, that's why our acharyas minute level observe and already give you the all the interaction, how each and every moment and each and every second you can get dosha balance, and you can increase your immunity, and you can enjoy all the life phase whichever coming in your life, not with the disease. Nowadays what happened, the menstruation means menarche also started with the disease PCOS and amenorrhea and like that. Then comes to the pregnancy, that also comes with so much complications, anovulation or not able to conceive or abortion or so much weight gain after pregnancy. Then come third phase menopause. Now in the between the pregnancy phase and the breastfeeding phase, feeding is not coming, baby is crying whole day, not sucking the feeding, that type of a problem. And then comes menopause. So in the menopause also lots of with the symptoms, but you have to understand it. It is all physiology. Nowadays what happened, because we have a no discipline in our lifestyle, so this is menstruation is a one physiology, pregnancy is a one type of physiological thing, menopause or breastfeeding, it is also one type of physiology. It's a natural thing. Gods give you this system in a woman body particularly. So but nowadays what happened, this every step or this every situation we take is a, like a disease. I am a sick, like that we behave like that. Even during the menstruation time 3 days also women are so much upset, and they are saying that now my periods dates, and the stamina is low during that time, and so many things happening. So my advice, you just started to follow the daily regimen, seasonal regimen. It's, believe me, it's not take too much time when you just practice it. Only it's take your 10 minutes to half an hour of the day, but because of that, your how much time is, you know, the saving. Like your menopause, all the phase going very very easily, pregnancy phase going to very easily, and you should just apply the Ayurveda principle in your life. Menopause is a part of every woman's life. Menopause indicate end of the period of a possible sexual reproduction, occurs between 45 to 55 years. In Ayurveda text, we get the around 50 years of the age. Menopause does not decrease woman physical capacity, sexual vigor, and enjoyment of a life. Menopause brings the certain freedoms to female life. Look, it is the time for a freedom, but we don't love women's that, because this freedom, women feel like that they enter is the, you know, some very much dangerous zone. No, actually it's a very very good life of a phase. For example, no longer they have to worry about the monthly bleeding, yeah, and about the birth control. Even then, during this period, women undergo a lot of emotional stress. Now, ovaries stop producing estrogen, and this leads to estrogen deficiency. This hormonal imbalance may cause short-term symptoms and long-term health risk. Menopause is not an illness but a natural biological process. You just think one time, I am taking a breath in and breathe out. It's my physiological process. Everyone is taking breathe in and breathe out. Now, if you see, if in this physiological thing, I am taking so much stress, oh, how can I take very easily breathe in and how can I exhale very easily? Then what's happened? I can't live my life. It's a each and every second and moment procedure, and already God give me this system. So it's definitely working very easily. Likewise, this is a one type of a physiological thing. So if you are going to make your dosha balance in your life, then definitely you can enjoy this period. Menopause means then no pause in your life. So what is the causes of a Rajonivrutti? Means menopause, Swabhava, means because of a natural thing. Jara, Pakva Sharir means we are getting older and older. Dhatukshaya, weaken our tissues get weaker and weaker. So sometimes we see some ladies like that, they get menopause very early also, at the age of 30, at the age of the 35. Effect of a dosha, because of dosha imbalance, vayu and abhighat, means sometime if something injured in the uterus or ovary or fallopian tube, then because of that also menopause can come early. Now just see the menopause symptoms, like it's hot flushes, insomnia, mood changes, vaginal dryness, vaginitis, cystitis, drying and thinning skin, palpation, loss of libido, osteoporosis, and depression. This type of the symptoms we can see in the modern era, and because of the during this period's menopause time. Now we're going to see, this is a common symptoms. Now I want to show you how they are, mainly the dosha is a vata dosha, but still with the vata, some another dosha's involvement is also there. So what is, when too much high vata dominant menopause, then what the symptoms? Nervousness, worry, fear, insomnia, mild of a hot flashes, depression, poor skin tone, constipation or irritable bowel, vaginal dryness, mood swings, and osteoporosis. So these are the symptoms because of the vata imbalance during the menopause time. Now see which is the pitta dominant menopause. The symptoms is like we have too much angriness, irritability, jealousy, criticism, short temper, hot flushes and night sweats, urinary tract infection, skin rashes and hypertension. This is because of when this phase time you have a too much pitta, then this thing can occur. Now, kapha dominant menopause symptoms are like weight gain, sleeplessness, yeast infection, slow digestion, fluid retention, edema, and decrease the concentration due to dullness and dyslipidemia. This is related to kapha dosha. So how can we manage this dosha? Now we know we definitely not get the menopause symptoms because we know how to not get disturbed menopause. We get the menopause but without the freedom of the life, no any another symptoms. But if still some has already now in the menopause and already facing the symptom, then for that what can do Ayurveda? Ayurveda is a healthcare system sensitive to women's special health needs. Women are far more sensitive to the rhythms and cycle of nature. Ayurveda is founded on the principle of keeping the body toned in the tune with nature, and naturally women find Ayurveda very suitable. So that I already told in my first lecture, Ayurveda teach you how to live with the nature, how to live with the universe. Ayurveda has best natural health supplements and products is a perfect solution for women to stop the aging process. Periodic rejuvenation therapy will keep health, beauty, and this intake throughout the years. Ayurveda approach mainly combines the Bhaishaja means medicine, Aushadha herbs, Ahar means diet, and Vihara means your daily activity or whichever activity you are doing. Last two are considered as a diet and lifestyle management nowadays means the Ahar and Vihar. Their modern word what? Lifestyle management. It's a modern word for that. And now WHO also focusing on the lifestyle management because of we have a now special category of a lifestyle disorder. So Ayurveda already talk about it 5,000 years ago, how to maintain your lifestyle. So we can divide this therapy into like the three categories. Samadha therapy means internal medicine treatment. And internal medicine, what we can do, Agni Dipana, means we can increase your digestive power. Fire, Ampachana, means digestion of a previous residual undigested food. Anulomana means removing the Vayu downward, and Balya gives you strength. Whichever herbs has this type of property that we can give you during the menopause time. Sattva Jai Chikitsa means mind relaxation treatment, counseling and reassurance, plus we can do meditation, we can do yoga, we can do pranayam, or you can follow any spiritual path, whichever you like, whichever spiritual leader you believe. Anything, any leader, any pathy which you feel comfortable. Then, yes, Panchkarma therapy, physical therapies that truly cleansing and purify physical and mental impurities from the body and mind. Look, we know now menopause is a physiological process, but then why we observe this much, the symptoms, abnormality? Because at that time, maybe you are with in your body some doshas imbalance there, or you have some doshas too much collection in your body. So if you can clean your body with the panchkarma, you just squeeze out that dosha, then definitely your menopause period is going to be very, very easily, because we just remove the cause. The general purpose of the panchkarma therapies is to lose, liquefy, and remove the vishesha doshas from their natural pathway of elimination. So then we no need any hormonal replacement therapy during the menopause time. In Panchkarma procedure, now we all know, because it is our last lecture, what's come: Abhyanga, Masaja, like Mrudu Shvedana, steam, Shirodhara, Mrudu Virechana means mild purgation, and Basti means medicated enema therapy. It's very, very useful for the menopause, to deal with the menopause symptoms. And yoga therapy. Yoga is the original and ancient holistic art of a living. The include physical, mental, and spiritual thing. The Sanskrit word yoga means to join or union. Yoga posture means asanas. Controlling breathing means pranayama. Meditation means dhyan. So, which type of posture you can use during the menopause time? Savasana, Padmasana, Vajrasana, that you can learn from any Ayurveda, means any yoga teacher. But for the information I am giving you, which asana you can do. Savasana, Padmasana, Vajrasana, Pranayama, Sitli Pranayama, and Ujjayi Pranayama. There's a different type of a technique. Now let's see the Rashayan therapy, rejuvenation therapy. I advise all the women who are going to now in menopause period. So before the just menopause period, in the starting phase, they should take this type of a Rashayan therapy. Rashayan therapy is not only preventing the aging, but it's bring youthfulness to a person. It increases the lifespan, memory, and intelligence health. Rasayan drugs act by strengthening all 7 dhatus, means Rasha, Rakta, Mas, Med, Asti, Majja, like even who are taking now rejuvenation some drugs, they can fight against this corona situation also. They can increase their immunity also. So which Rasayanas, rejuvenation drugs we can take? Triphala. Nowadays, Triphala is a very, very famous Ayurveda herb, and that you can get easily in Europe also. Its first is a Haritaki, Bibitaki, and Amlaki. These 3 fruits is in Triphala. Specify all the 3 doshas, and it's the Vayasthapan drugs. Means in Ayurveda, we have already mentioned some herbs which acts like an anti-aging agent. Means if you take these herbs, you can slow your old age, or if you get older, then with less difficulties, with less problems. So this Triphala acts like a Vayasthapan. Then Ashwagandha, nowadays also very, very famous Ayurveda herbs. It's also Vidinia somnifera. It's a powerful antioxidant and immunomodulator. It is a one that improves strength, muscle, and relieves the stress, muscle mass, and relieves the stress. In menopause patient, it controls effectively the vasomotor system, means hot flushes, night sweat, and palpitation, all the symptoms that can control this ashwagandha herb. Then another very famous herb, Yastimadu, licorice. It's another Rasayana drug which is prescribed from menopause. It is an excellent antioxidant, immunomodulator, antidepressant, memory enhancer, promotes voice, hair, complexion strength, and libido. Even if you guys remember, then this Yastimadu medicine for the children also when weaning period time, and even this medicine for in the antenatal care also, in the 2nd month we have to take this Yastimadu with the milk to development of the fetus. So I can say this Yastimadu drug, licorice, is for whole phase of the woman life. It's very, very good. And then some Medhya Rashayana means the in the Ayurvedic text described certain rasayan drugs which specially influence the medha. Medha means your intellectual power. It's work on brain, it's work on pituitary gland, it works on the very, very deep hormonal levels. Promote mental capacity, means mentally very, very useful. Mainly four Medhya Rashayana mentioned in Ayurveda. One is a Sankhpushpi, another one is a Mandukparni, third one is a Guduchi, fourth one is a Yasti Madhu. See, this is my favorite drug, Yasti Madhu licorice, even to fight against the corona symptoms for that, the rhinitis and the throat and the dry coughing. At that time also you can use this Yasti Madhu drug. And that's all the uh, Medhya Rasayana. It's the restoration and intelligence in the memory, all the psychological activity. It's very, very easily can go with this Medhya Rasayana. Now we know without that Ayurveda is not, because Ayurveda believes more in diet and less in medicines. So which diet we can be taken during the menopause time to make our dosha balance? Whole wheat, carrot and beet juice, barley, nuts, eggs, olive oil, or any traditional oil like pure sesame oil, or in your country, whichever oil is you can get it very easily. Milk and milk products, particularly not cheese, we should avoid. Green leafy vegetables, cereals, fruits like a sitafal, means custard apple and dates, milk, dry fruits and gava, sweet fruits like grapes, pears, plum, mango, melons, and apples also serve the purpose to elevated hot flashes. Summer vegetables like yellow squash and cucumber are also advised as a good option. And one here I want to mention white pumpkin, not a pumpkin. Pumpkin, like routine pumpkin is a different. In the white pumpkin that you can, in the Sanskrit name is a kusmand, that you can get only in the winter season. And it is a very, very useful vegetable for the even to relieve the stress, for the hyperacidity, even during this menopause time, and even for anemia also. Food items to be avoided: spicy food, chocolate, coffee, cheese, tea, cold food, cold drinks, salty. Now we all know these all are not a healthy food. Now this is a common diet, but if now you know, you which on the base of the symptom, which dosha in this menopause time you have a very high mena. So who have a very high vata, for that diet means they have to have to take increase the warm food and drinks. Means if they are doing the working woman, they are going for the job and they are taking the lunch box with her, so she always remember she should first warm the food and then should take. If it's not possible to warm the food, then just drink warm water or drink some hot spices with it. Regular meals time should be fixed for the meals. Use spices such as a fennel and cumin. And what they should decrease in the diet: caffeine and other stimulants. Means here I told you the warm food, it's not need you can hot tea and hot coffee you can take it. No, caffeine and other stimulants we have to take very, very less. Refined sugar, cold drinks and salad. Means salad means green vegetables you can eat it, but not in the raw form, not in the salad form. You have to slightly cook the green vegetables and then allow to eat it. Now what the lifestyle changes the vata, high vata woman should do? The early bedtime, oil massage using with almond, olive oil or simply sesame oil, medicine and meditation and yoga, regular exercise like brisk walking, not too much, and herbs, which herbs useful for vata prominent, ashwagandha, arjuna, cardamom, garlic, gugulu, and sandalwood. Now about the pitta dosha. So which diet increase pitta people? Cooling foods. Cooling food means here not the meaning of a chilled item, not the meaning of a freeze cold item, but which foods items give you cooling effect. Means we know the fennel seed is gives us a cooling effect. We know the coriander seed gives us a cool effect. Likewise, that type of food. Water intake should be a more sweet, juicy fruits, grapes, pears, plum, mango, melon, apples, and then yellow squash, cucumber, and please try to select the organic food. Use spices such as a cinnamon, cardamom, and fennel. Avoid very hot spicy food, hot drinks, and alcohol. Means if in the use of a black pepper, the pitta woman has to be slightly aware. Even pitta dominant person can eat with the ghee, grita. She should eat the grit, clarified butter. And lifestyle, oil massage using coconut oil, sesame oil, use meditation and other techniques to control the mind. Exercise and exposure to the sun, they have to be very limited. Or if that pitta dominant woman want to do some exercise, then try to some water activity, means swimming or water aerobics, like that type of exercise. In the herbs, the aloe vera, arjun, amla, saffron, sandalwood, use spices such as a cinnamon, cardamom, and fennel. It going to very helpful. And then for kapha, who have a very high kapha menopause, then diet like very light, dry, and warm food. They have to take it, consume fruits, whole grains, legumes, and vegetable. Use spices such as a black pepper. Look here in the kapha, we should use the black pepper, turmeric, and ginger. Even weekly fasting is also going to helpful. Most of all of the daily food should be consumed before 6 p.m. at the dinner. Avoid meat, cheese, sugar, cold drinks, even yogurt also. In the lifestyle, they get up early, can massage use with the mustard oil and linseed oil. In the herbs, the kapha lady can use cinnamon, guglu, mustard, haritaki, and nagarmudha. This type of herbs very useful for the kapha dominant menopause people. So today is our last lecture is finished and last phase of the woman's life. Also, we understand now what is the menopause. And I hope who attend this my lecture and they are not going to suffer menopause because they know now why menopause all the symptoms can occur. Usually it's a physiological process. Now if you have any question, then you can ask me. Nowadays, not you, but whole world people is like this type of a situation going on because all are in that home only. So, your question, which is very helpful, diet or the meditation? Okay. So, in Ayurveda, we have a one quotation is like that. Aushadha, Ahara, and Vihara. Aushadha means herbs, Ahara means diet, and Vihara means activity, means meditation or exercise, whatever our daily routine it's. So it's a more stronger and stronger, means herbs is a more very like Vihara means activity, meditation, and your daily regimen, your seasonal regimen, is more powerful than your diet. Means if you can wrong something in your diet, it's okay. But if you do something change in your daily routine, or if you are doing not meditation, or if you are change your viharas, your activity, then it immediately affect you. Then in compared to diet and herbs, diet is a more powerful. Means if you have any disease, we should must control first our diet. If you not control your diet, if you missing your one dose of a medicine, whichever regular, if you have any disease and you are taking any medicines, then it's okay, it's not going to that much harm. But if you change your diet, then immediately it give you effect in compared to herbs. Look, now what we are doing in our lifestyle, when we get any disease, what we are doing, we first give more important to the herbs, medicines, and then second thing come for us, it's diet, to look out our diet plan. And the third things comes to, if I should do any lifestyle changes because of that disease, it comes the last priority. Now Ayurveda already says you, your first priority should be a lifestyle changes, second priority should be your diet changes, and third priority is for the some searching for some medicine. Okay, so in your case, to help the anxiety and depression, definitely you should do 2 times meditation, morning and evening. If possible for you, then do early morning and evening. Then which if you know any meditation technique, then you definitely do that thing. Otherwise you just simply observe your own breath, not too much fast or not too much slow, whichever natural breath is coming in and going in, coming in and going in, that only you should observe. Second thing you can do, you should put 2 nasal drops in your nostril of a clarified butter, grita. If you not get the grit, clarified butter in your country, then simply coconut oil. Every day, 2 drops in your nostril. The simple action. And you should do the some massage every day to yourself. Give. If not possible to give whole body massage, then only the head, behind the ear, into the our leg. This 3 part must do. And in the diet, please consume the diet which very goodly cooked, not overcooked also, but just avoid the dry items like without cooking. You know, we are sometimes taking some salads and some chickpeas and peanuts and that type of a thing, no, but which food contained with the fire, which we cooked, freshly cooked. This type of a food.
Like everything that is just cooked.
Yes, yes. Just try to eat that type of a food, and use some fruits, fresh fruits. And if you get the Indian graceberry amla, then it's going to very helpful in this condition.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate.
Which thing is more important, meditation or diet? So meditation is more important, and daily regimen. Please see the lecture on the YouTube, previous lecture, the first lecture about daily regimen. So just try to follow.
If I cannot find you in YouTube, I send you a message and you send it to me again.
Sure. Okay.
If you
definitely.
can.
Okay.
How is the title in YouTube? How is the daily diet?
No, just wait. You can explain her what's the title and all the thing.
How can I find in YouTube what you said, daily diet?
There is a channel about the Ayurveda Ibiza. In Ayurveda Ibiza.
Yeah, okay.
Okay?
Yes.
You can find
it. Thank you. Excellent.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And now, if no any question anyone, then I want to request all of you. Today in our state, our whole Ayurveda community, we decide to fight against the coronavirus. We are doing one medicated smoke in our home, in our street, or whichever we can possibly do by maintaining social distance. So indeed, medicated smoke, the content is like that. The guglu means Comnifera muglu. If you can get it there, it's okay. Otherwise, the mustard seed, that is you can very easily get, and then garlic, and then the acetophetida, and the haritaki means the trifla powder or trifla herbs in your home, and with little bit cow grit. We just make, and the yes, neem leaves, and we just make it and burn it and make a smoke. It's called fumigation therapy. So today we decide all the Ayurveda dry neem in, it is one kind of fumigation therapy, medicated smoke. So that I am going to make some this detail of the herbs, and going to send you our WhatsApp group in Ayurveda and Woman, so you can easily how to make this smoke. But please join in this activity. Try to spread it in your all friends or family members, and just do it in your home, that smoke. Because of that smoke, we can fight against the virus. We can destroy the virus. If your government is not doing to allowing you, including any holistic therapy, but we should do for ourselves. We can protect our home surfaces around the virus. So just do this medicated smoke. We are doing in Gujarat in very, very high manner. Means we are going to some Havana, Yagna, means big fire also we are going to do. So please join this activity. I send all the information in the WhatsApp group for that. And try
Thank you so much,
people.
a treasure. Thank you.
Yes, okay. Yeah, so everyone, bye-bye, and have a good
bye.
Yeah, namaste and bye, and have a very, very good phase of each and every woman's phase of her life. If you miss any lecture, go onto the YouTube, and you can find every phase of a woman life there, how to treat with the Ayurveda. Okay, so see you and bye-bye.